don't eat people, regardless if you don't believe in this.
Or
But
if you do, at least make sure they're fresh.
what does that mean?
Powdered voices call out late. Crumbs of laughter seal your fate. Toast burned black where secrets hide. Podcast plays deep past midnight. Shadows flicker, can you hear it?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Power Toast Podcast. My name's Widget,
I'm toast.
and today it's Uncrusted again. And today, our history or urban legend is, well, the Wendigo. So this goes way back to the Native Americans, I think. I want to say
Yeah, the Algonquin.
Algonquin. I can't pronounce it right. But this has been gone way back, like we said, and it's been mainstream now. It's been put in video games, movies, some things like Until Dawn or Dead in Until Dawn. I don't remember the name, but it's in 76, Fallout 76. It's been pretty mainstream now.
Is it
But
Fallout?
oh yeah, it's in Fallout 76. It's a monster ghoul type thing.
Oh, okay.
But
I did not know that.
it's in movies and everything, and find it funny that something that's like what 200, 300, probably even maybe a little more old is like still relevant, I guess, as a cryptid
Yeah,
or
that's
an
crazy.
urban legend or something like that. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna learn about the history of it, learn where it came from originally. Uh, Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if you want to talk about the Algonquin people and stuff, I don't know if you have that pulled up.
Well, I feel like it first originated not just from them, but from a lot of Native American tribes. They were like, and how it's basically. I'm not gonna lie. I got Wikipedia pulled up here. They were strongly associated with the North, winter cold, famine, starvation. That's probably one of the reasons why it was made up in the first place, because to bring up enough, like a monster of sorts to combat, I guess, the famine and all that. Especially since it's connected with cannibalism, is how basically they have the cryptid and everything formed. It's basically, yeah, if you eat a human in the forest during the cold, you can become a Wendigo.
Really?
I think that's it. But
Hmm.
basically, they're strongly associated with all that, and they're basically very skinny. There's a lot of images of what a Wendigo is. Some have it where it's basically an emaciated human who has it's just skin and bones and just craves flesh and human. Then they also have the one where it has the head of a deer, like a bone deer with antlers and everything. So there's a lot of variations. But I think the original was just like a very skinny, like to the point, like bone human who will eat and like hunt after other humans and just has a constant like hunger no matter what.
Okay. So I'm looking at it here. It says there are three ways to become a Wendigo. You're right. The cannibalism during starvation and desperate winters, some people resorted to eating the dead. But if someone embraced it and enjoyed it or chose it when alternatives still existed, they are believed to transform spiritually than physically. The second one is possession. Some stories say a Wendigo spirit could possess someone weakened by hunger, isolation, or grief. Once possessed, they withdrew from the group, became paranoid, grew violent, and eventually fled into the woods. And then number three was a willing transformation. So it was rare, but the darkest version. A person could choose to become a Wendigo for power or survival, often through a ritual. They gained strength and endurance, but lost their soul, and once changed, there was no cure.
I mean, I think once you start eating people, I, I for me, I always found it fascinating when to go and go when to goon. Fuck, sorry.
That's a meme now. It's gonna be.
Yeah, uh, Wendigos. I always found them fascinating because it's basically centers around the cold, the woods, and starvation, and like cannibalism. And
Hmm.
it's been, like I said, through the mainstream video games, movies, TV shows, even. And it's also connected to Native Americans. But I always found the image just of a very skinny human with that's just bones and everything, just eating another person and still being hungry. Because when I find that, I would think it's more like if you're eating that many people, you'd be fat. But I guess it's part of it. But there's some people who believe this is real. And there's probably been sightings and everything as well as along with legends like this.
So it looks like there were a few different tribes that recognized the Wendigo, particularly in like the northern forest area, like Canada, the Great Lakes region, where wilderness, where or in the deep wilderness where winters can last more than a year or most of the year. It was the Ojibwe, the Cree, Algonquin, Innu, and the Saulteaux. I think that's how you pronounce that.
I Yeah, it's all through like Canada and America, basically. I I don't know if there's any in Mexico. I don't think so. I might be wrong.
That's the chupacabra.
Mm, I a future episode, but I think there's been a lot of stories around it as well. If you want to try and get into some of the other things, like I don't know if they're real stories that people claim to see or known about it.
So the most famous case is called the Swift Runner. In the late 1800s, Swift Runner, a Plains Cree trapper, was found guilty of killing and eating his entire family during the winter. Here's the terrifying part. He lived near food supplies. He was not truly starving. He claimed the Wendigo spirit had taken him. He was executed in 1879. The indigenous communities, to them, this wasn't madness, it was confirmation. Other cases involve people isolating themselves before attacks, describing dreams of ice and hunger, saying they could feel their hearts freezing. Whether psychological, spiritual, or cultural, their belief had power. Now there is an interesting thing here. Western doctors later coined the term Wendigo psychosis, describing individuals who developed an intense fear becoming cannibals, or believed they
That
are already were, and then they
that
sometimes begged to be killed before they hurt others.
kind of sounds like a zombie too, if you think about it.
That'd be crazy.
I mean, I feel like this expired a lot of other cryptids too. I know it expired like Skinwalker type shit,
Yeah,
probably also.
we may have to get into the Skinwalker thing in another episode, but because aren't they
But
similar to a
I would
degree?
I think the appearance kind of, because a lot of people, when they think of Skinwalkers, they're like, they mimic, people
Yeah.
and stuff. So I would also think that, like, maybe, because whenever I see like images or stuff, they're like just humans that are really skinny or some shit like that. And also, I would see that it probably inspired the story of the rake, that creepy pasta.
Oh yeah.
So
Uh,
I think something that's way back then has inspired a lot of other cryptids and legends as well. I feel like this has gone way back though.
so this looks like some of the earliest recorded appearances of the Wendigo legend come from 17th century French missionaries and explorers, specifically in the Jesuit relations. I think that's a book or something. It was published between 1632 and 1673.
So, I would say this: if people claim they see a lot of things, count constantly, they claim that, oh well, I've seen this, I've done this, or this has happened. I would ask, if you saw something similar like this, would you automatically think it's like anything like it? Or because I want to automatically be like, that's the Wendigo I saw. Because it takes a lot for me to be like, oh, that's right, that's true. But I'm always a skeptic on stuff though.
Yeah, me too.
But this has probably has seen like thousands of sightings, probably people claiming they've seen something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they made a whole medical thing about people being afraid to turn into a cannibal and eat people and shit.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Now you think about it, one of serial killers and shit that have eaten people be like, all right, I'm a Wendigo now.
So one of those people that was on that trip, one of the early specific references, comes from Paul Le Duane. That's a French name. He's a Jesuit missionary in 1636. He describes a terrifying being among the Innu people, a spirit that drives people to eat human flesh, a presence feared during famine, something that could possess or transform a person. This is widely considered the first clear written documentation of the Wendigo. He never presents it as folklore entertainment. He writes about it as a real active danger that indigenous communities took seriously.
I mean, if Native Americans for what hundreds of years has been saying and talking about this thing, there might have been some truth to it. Maybe there was a person who cannibalized a lot of people or some shit.
Yeah. In the 18th and 19th century, as colonization expanded, more references to the Wendigo appeared in fur trader journals, Hudson's Bay Company records, missionary letters, early anthropological notes. By the 1800s, the Wendigo was firmly established in Western writing as a cannibal spirit, a winter demon, a psychological condition, or all three at once.
So now I think about it, it wouldn't be more as a cryptid or urban legend. This is more like a curse, basically. Because like anyone who like eats people, they like turn into the Wendigo.
It's almost
so now you can think about it, there's not just one Wendigo. There's like could be like 50 or some shit.
Yeah, I wonder if there's been any modern cases of that Wendigo psychosis.
I mean, probably. There's always psychos wanting to eat people and shit. I mean, I can probably look up a case right now and be like, most recent thing of cannibalism. Probably won't be even a month. Let's see.
I wonder if bath salts is Wendigo powder.
Hey, Jimmy. Jimmy, wake up. Wake up.
What? What? What's going on?
I finally found something to deal with our food problems.
And what would that be?
Just follow me. I trust me. You trust me, right?
Yeah, where are we going?
Away, farther into those woods.
Okay, should I be concerned?
No. We're getting food.
I think we should just wait till morning. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
What? No. We're hungry together. Like, it's a couple feet away. Come on.
Not till you tell me what's going on.
So the food might be you.
What?
And, this very wise, very, old, Native American person, he might have told me I might, become, a really cool, edgy Wendigo person. I might go, grow horns and shit. I might be, very, spiritual and powerful. I'm also kind of hungry.
You're saying you want to eat me to become a Wendigo.
Well, when you put it like that, you make it sound bad. In my mind, it sounds great.
Absolutely not.
You don't even have to die. Just like a finger or a hand or that leg. I mean, you're not really walking that much. I mean, look at you. I don't even know why you went on this camping trip.
No, Frank. Good night.
No, Frank. Always ruining my ideas, my plans. Ugh.
In today's world, everyone's watching someone. So if you'd prefer that someone not be your internet provider, your airport Wi-Fi, or that one guy in his mom's basement, check out NordVPN. It keeps your connection encrypted and private. No debates needed, and right now you can save up to 70% on NordVPN's 2-year plans, making internet privacy affordable again. A link is in the description if you want to support the show and keep your digital life a little less public. A quick word from our sponsor, Maono. We're using their PD200X microphone on the podcast, and it's made such a huge difference. Crisp, clear audio every time. Maono offers a full suite of devices and software to power all your audio needs, from microphones and headsets to audio interfaces, all at an amazing price. Check out maono.com/powdertoastpodcast for 10% off. Maono. Professional sound made simple.
2023. There has to be something more recent. A man murdered a woman, decapitated her, cooked her parts of her body with cannabis, and called police to confess.
Cannabis cannibal.
That would also mean that Jeffrey Dahmer had would be like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who eat people, man.
Yeah, they said, what did he say? Tattoos taste awful, and that's what cannibals look at to see if a person's a good victim, is if they have a bunch of tattoos or not. Because it's like,
all right,
it's like hard, tough leather.
If you don't want to be eaten, get a whole bunch of tattoos.
Just on the good parts.
What's the good parts?
I don't know. The non-fatty muscle.
Non-fatty muscle. You know what? No, instead just get super jacked. No one wants to eat just like muscle, I guess.
Be too tough.
I guess. People
Right,
always says like they eat like parts of the ass. I saw. Which I don't get, because when I eat meat regularly, it's like I don't eat the fat. I eat like just the regular meat and shit.
Yeah.
I don't like, seriously, do you just eat any part that's fat? I mean, it's good for like seasoning, I guess.
Now, if I ate a Wagyu steak that has fat marbled into it, that's different. But by that logic, though, would a cannibal eat a baby because they're tender?
That's the question everybody wants to know. I don't know.
Baby deer and stuff, and goats and cows are tender, apparently. So, anyway.
That
Can you look up the most recent sighting of a Wendigo?
Most recent one? September of 2025. So, last year, basically. I mean, I feel like Wendigo is not more of a sighting thing. It's just like a curse thing. That's how I see it more likely. That's cool, though, the imagery and everything of it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind getting something tattooed similar to that.
So here's a couple things that we could talk about. So since in more popular, or since it became more mainstream, they added antlers to it. Do you think that was because someone saw a deer stand up on its back legs and got freaked out.
If I saw a deer stand on his two back legs and start walking, I would fucking shit myself.
I mean, they do that a little bit. I've seen them do that. It just depends, just like any other animal. Like
It'd be like that scene from Adventure Time when a deer stands up and starts fucking fist fighting and shit. I would be nah. I think that's what I'm saying. It's like I think the Wendigo kind of has a little inspiration into skinwalkers and shit,
yeah,
which
and
is terrifying in its own way, right?
yeah, and this kind of reminds me of like the bears are what inspired werewolves.
Wouldn't wolves inspire werewolves?
Well, if you look at a bear with mange where its fur falls off, it looks identical to a werewolf.
I mean, yeah.
Like, I'll have to show you or send a picture of it to you.
I can just look it up.
Just look up bear with mange.
It kind of reminds me of a Yao Guai and Fallout.
Yeah. Like, if you see, there's a specific one from like Reddit, I think.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. It's just a bear losing its fur and stuff.
I know, but if you saw that in the middle of the
If I
night,
saw that in the
would
middle of the
shit
night,
pants.
yeah, that's crazy. But I don't know. There's not much else to talk about the Wendigo. I just want to do a little segment on it because I think it's one of the most. Well, China has a lot too, but one of the most in the Americas, like earliest legends. You know, curses, whatever you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And
if you like, what do you personally think it is? Do you think it's just like, is it real? Is it just a psychosis? What do you think it is? Your personal take?
I think back in the day with Native Americans, there's probably some people eating some people.
Yeah.
And they didn't want that happening, so they made up this curse type thing to be like, hey, if you do that, you're going to turn into this. That's what I think. Because I guarantee you cannibalism might have been a issue, especially during the winter and shit when you didn't have food. And they're like, we can't have eating each other. I mean, because I know Native Americans and were back then were like, it was sacrilegious to like eat another human being, basically. Like it was like looked like down upon, basically, which I think is kind of the same today. Like maybe if you had to do it for survival, everyone gives you a pass, but if you just fucking be like, I want to eat you, it's not gonna fly.
Yeah, I personally agree with you to an extent. I think it was just a group of people eating, and I think they didn't want the Native Americans other Native Americans to do the same thing. So then came that. It was almost like,
Yeah.
oh, if you, like today, like you say, oh, the boogeyman's going to get you if you
Do something bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, people, I'd say this, people back then were a lot more superstitious, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would definitely like to see or study some reports of that Wendigo psychosis. That sounds very interesting.
I mean, I would also say this too. I mean, back then they had houses superstitious. Everyone is. They had Salem witch trials. Literally, they were just killing random women because they're like something bad happened and it was a witch. So I wouldn't be surprised if countless people believed in the Wendigo back then, especially Native Americans, all the way back in like late 1700s.
Yeah.
So,
but we live in the area that the Wendigo's supposed to be, apparently. So maybe
I mean,
we'll
yeah,
have to go hunting for it, record some stuff for it.
Maybe we gotta eat people to become the Wendigo.
I'll make some finger jerky or something. Yeah. But all right, everybody, let us know. We'll have a poll up. Let us know in the comments or on the poll what you think is the cause of the legend of the Wendigo, and if you think it's just a psychosis, if people get delirious because they're out in the wilderness starving.
I mean, I think regardless though, if you eat someone and it's in a bad situation, had no food, don't feel too bad about it.
There is a disease you can get from eating people, and I can't remember what it is.
I mean, that's probably why we don't see a lot of people eating people. That and it's morally wrong. I should lead with that first.
In a survival situation, if you have nothing, like your plane crashed in the Arctic or something, I mean,
That happened, or a plane crashed in
uh,
in a mountainside during winter, and like people died, and they were like, "Yeah, we had to eat the people who died because we had no more food."
okay, so I'm gonna read this disease though, which this may be a part of it. I'm not sure. So it's called Kuru. It's a fatal neurodegenerative disease caused by prions, misfolded proteins that destroy the brain. It was discovered in the 1950s among the 4 people of Papua New Guinea who practiced ritual cannibalism as part of funeral rites. They believed eating the dead helped keep loved ones spiritually alive. That's weird. Unfortunately, it came at a horrific cost. Kuru spreads by eating infected human brain tissue. They survive cooking, smoking, and drying. Once inside the body, they slowly destroy the nervous system. The incubation period is 5 to 30 years, meaning someone could eat human flesh once and not show symptoms until decades later. It's called the laughing disease.
That's okay. That
Yeah. Early symptoms are loss of balance, shaking, difficulty walking. Uh, Middle of the road symptoms are slurred speech, uncontrollable tremors, sudden laughter or crying, like emotional breakdowns. Late stages are severe brain damage, inability to swallow, total loss of motor control. And then after that is death because it's inevitable within a year after the symptoms begin. There's no
kind of like
cure. There's no treatment, no survival.
it's kind of like a parasite.
Yeah,
It reminds me of,
I can't
but
believe it survives cooking. Um,
I mean, I think that's one of the things that God said, "Hey, don't eat each other."
but this is why it connects to the Wendigo, because I guess if you think about it, what could happen is someone eats human flesh. Years later, they go mad. They lose control of their body, become violent or animal-like, and then eventually die horribly.
I mean, that sounds shitty to go out and like, I ate a person and be like, all right, 10 years down the line, you're going to die in a horrible way because of it. I mean,
Yeah,
I could see someone like a long time ago ate it and then had all these symptoms, and people were like, oh, if you eat people, you turn into a monster.
right. Yeah, like it says right here, many anthropologists believe stories like the Wendigo were cultural safeguards, terrifying warnings to prevent cannibalism during famine, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But Kuro is not the same as starvation psychosis, Wendigo psychosis, or mental illness. It's a physical disease. So there's multiple things that sound like this could cause this thing happening.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
it's related to mad cow disease.
that's what I was thinking earlier, too. Mad cow disease.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this again. It kind of reminds me of zombies, too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But Wendigo, I keep wanting to say Wendigoon. One of my favorite YouTubers.
I'm Wendigooning.
It's funny though. I will say this, regardless. This is a urban legend, curse way back like 300 years ago now, almost 4.
Mm-hmm.
So take it with a grain of salt. Don't eat people, regardless if you don't believe in this. But
if you do, at least make sure they're fresh.
what does that mean?
Make sure they're fresh. It said
What?
when you eat the rotten flesh or infected flesh.
Rotten flesh, I guess. So you have to eat them right as soon as they're dead. Or if they're alive, chop off a leg, start eating it.
Oh,
I
oh,
mean,
sorry. It says Kuro spreads by eating infected human brain tissue,
okay,
but
so avoid the brain,
uh,
everybody.
and avoid infected areas.
And that's good to know if I'm stranded on the island and I need to take a bite out of somebody.
Yeah, I would.
But in the end, though, I think I got keep wanting to say it. It's the Wendigo. Regardless, I think the aesthetic of it, the look, the feel, in general, I think it's probably a badass design. What we see nowadays,
Yeah.
because like I said, Until Dawn or Dead Until Dawn. I don't know which one is it. They had a really cool design for those Wendigos. They were basically like super freakishly fast and like
Mm-hmm.
6 feet tall and shit, and were running around.
Plus, I think that's fine. I think that's definitely just the video game design because I feel like if you saw a real one, based on what we have talked about, it would just be an emaciated person limping towards you like a zombie.
I mean, I saw some things on it how it has like supernatural strength. I'm doing
Really?
quotations right now. So I mean, is that because I saw too that it's like Wendigo and they don't know how long they live. They can live for like hundreds of years apparently, and they just have a constant hunger and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think the most badass one though in general is the one that looks like has a deer skull and shit and have the antlers and everything.
Oh,
That'd be a badass tattoo to get. But I feel like that one's more mainstream now. But I still think it's pretty cool. But I think there's nothing else to talk about the Wendigoon.
So I'm just gonna read a couple more symptoms of the Wendigo psychosis, and just so you know, this condition is not officially recognized in modern psychiatry today, but it was documented repeatedly in the 18th to 20th centuries. So I wonder what they call it now. I feel like it's something else now. But obviously intense fear of becoming cannibal, obsession with hunger despite having food, refusal to eat normal food that tastes like ash, withdrawal from family and community, insomnia, pacing, staring at a fire or darkness, nightmares involving ice blood or being chased, talking about hearing a voice calling them into the woods. Some individuals would beg to be restrained or killed, believing they were losing control. When the condition worsens, they get paranoia, believing others are prey or enemies, delusions of transformation, I am becoming something else, loss of empathy, emotional flatness or sudden violent rage, fixation on human flesh, believe that the heart is freezing or turning into ice. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a great. I mean, they just need to make like. I know that people probably have made like small movies about it and everything, but I'm like, they need a big production of like something like this. That'd be a
Yeah.
bomb ass horror movie, I think.
Be a psychological thriller or something.
I mean, you wouldn't even have to like make the Wendigo real. Just make some dude think he's turning into one,
Yeah.
and like that'd be a good movie, I think.
Right. And it says here that back then people didn't say I'm psychotic or something like that. They'd say the Wendigo has me.
Man, but living back then sucked, bro. That's all it's telling me right now.
And then let's see here. Some physical symptoms were extreme weight loss, tremors, hollowed eyes, pale or grayish skin, constantly feeling cold, weakness alternating with bursts of energy.
I feel like a lot of this shit is just going on in their head, though, too.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah. For sure.
I mean, I think a lot of mental diseases the mind is a powerful thing, and if you believe it, like if you believe it hard enough, it can just make your body feel like, oh, so that's true. Okay. Like if you believe, like I think I've seen some things where it's like, oh, if you believe like that you're cold or like hot or like just anything your body can control, and if you believe it hard enough, if your brain believes it, your body's going to react to it.
Yeah.
Now, if you believe you have wings and jump off a building, that's not gonna work. But
Right. Well, I think
Uh.
we'll end it here. Yeah, just let us know if you believe the Wendigo exists or if you think it's psychosis.
or the Wendigoon, or one of the two.
Wendigoon, you know, if you be Wendigooning.
But yeah, that was I think that's it. You have any more comments?
Nope. That's the Powder Toast Podcast. This is Uncrusted. I am Toast.
I'm Widget.
See you guys.
And we'll see you next time. Yep.
Switch on static fills the room. Whispers riding haunted gloom. Powder drifts across the tray. Hands reach out, you click play. Olden stories, dusty grain. Knives and forks scrape the stains.